What is up, guys? My name is Lambie Plays and welcome to Raid Shadow Legends. I have wanted to do a video for Raid for a very long time, and I finally found something that I feel is worth me turning on a recording for. Before we start this off, I want to go out and say immediately from the start that I consume a whole lot of Raid Shadow Legends content. There are a whole bunch of content creators who I consume their content every single day almost. There are people doing teams for Doom Tower, you got people doing champion spotlights, folks who just are doing free-to-play series. They are doing patch notes and reading through the patches and discussing the game and all of that stuff. But like specifically when these guys do teams, when it comes to Doom Tower and stuff right now, a lot of them are going through teams that are super whale teams. These teams are covered in legendaries, and when I say these legendaries names, please don't think I'm wailing on them. It's just names that are coming off the top of my head. You know, you see Alessandra, you see Valkyrie, you see Lydia the Death Siren, you see Draco Morth, Vizier, and it's just like, yeah, great, but most people who watch these things are not at that level. They are not wailing away at the game. Where you get me, I think I'm able to give a completely different perspective because I am relatively free to play. I say relatively because yes, I do spend a small amount of money on the game, but mostly it's free to play. It's me spending gems so that I can get extra energy and hoping and praying that, like today, my month ended, so I got a Sacred Shard on today, and I got Seal of the Drakes this morning only. So that's how deep I am into the game. But today I want to go and I want to show you guys what I believe is a relatively free to play team that can specifically beat Dragons 20. Dragons 20 obviously being the peak of the Dragons dungeon, and why I say specifically Dragons 20 is because it is Magic Affinity, and most of your starter champions, I believe all of them, are Magic Affinity. So when you get to Dragons 20, most of your champions are either negative affinity or they are the same affinity, so you're not always getting the strongest hits in. Now the team that I have assembled, yeah, 3 of them are Magic Affinity champions, but you will see the synergy in the team as soon as this run actually starts. I have Haikathun, who is a daily login champion, Tyrell, Apothecary, Miscreated Monster, and Reliquary Tender. Now, yes, Reliquary is maybe not the most free-to-play champion. She is a void champion, so she's not that easy to get. Miscreated Monster and Tyrell are epics, but they are relatively easy to get and relatively easy to build. I will also go in and I'll show you how I've built these guys out, but first let me show you guys the run. And as we go through this run, I'm probably gonna fast forward most of this because it isn't the fastest run, but this is kind of the point with what I want to achieve with the videos that I do for Raid, especially when it comes to this stuff, is it's not about speed. Yes, having a dungeon team or a Dragons team that can run the dungeon in like 30 seconds is fantastic, don't get me wrong, but I like a team that I can like put on the 30 auto battles for the day and leave it, you know, turn it on, go to sleep, let the 30 battles run by itself, and when I wake up, the dungeon's finished and I can just reap the rewards, so to speak. So that's the whole thing with what I try to achieve. So yes, the run is pretty slow. I average about 3 minutes 15, 3 minutes 20 seconds on the run. The most I've had was a run of 4 minutes 55, and I'll put up the stats here. you guys can see that before I am recording this, I actually did this run 100 times. I made sure that I am able to win this run 100 out of 100 times, which is fantastic. I've never been able to do that. So this is literally a 100% win rate for me, 100% clear rate on this team. And it's just good synergy. You have Haikathun giving you a speed boost along with a speed boost that Apothecary can give. Miscreated Monster gives you that overshield every 3 to 4 turns depending on how the turn rotation is going. Tyrell is dropping defense, like the AoE defense down. And then I have Reliquary Tender, who is not only giving me a continuous heal, but also has the revive, because you will see sometimes when it comes to the dragon himself, he has just this knack, this horrible knack of either killing Haikathun or killing Miscreated Monster. So it does happen every now and then that one of them will die, and then you have Reliquary Tender there to actually pick them back up and continue the run. You will also see that we don't do a whole ton of damage, so we don't have enough damage to actually avoid that inhale ability actually doing a bunch of damage. We actually take the poisons. We don't have enough resistance in the team so that we can resist his poisons. We take the poisons, we're taking the damage. It's a really slow run, but it's so consistent, so it's worth it for me. I would rather have the consistency of this run. So yes, it's gonna take like 20 seconds that I'm gonna skip, but let me meet you guys at the end of this run. And there we go, we join you back about a minute and a half later. We did lose Miscreated Monster in this run, but again, look at the consistency. Tyrell doing 1.4 million damage, Miscreated Monster on 1.1, and then you have this healage going on over here, 569,000. It's so good. Again, just a really consistent run, flats that attack boots. Yuck. So, alright, so let's take the time and let's go through the champions. Let's see how they're built. I want to show you guys. Again, these are not super OP champions, but it's what works, you know. So we'll start with Miscreated Monster. Miscreated Monster's kit, of course, let's go through it again. His A1 attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 15% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn, 25% chance it booked. Has a 60% chance of placing a 60% decreased defense debuff for 1 turn if the stun debuff is placed. His A2 attacks all enemies, has a 50% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn, and then places a shield buff on all allies for 3 turns equal to 25% of the damage inflicted. Damage is based on HP. You'll see why that is so important for me. And then It's Alive, his A3 places a 50% ally protection debuff, buff on all allies except this champion for 3 turns, heals this champion by 50% of their max HP, and places a 15% continuous heal buff on this champion for 3 turns. That is usually on a 6-turn cooldown, booked down to 4 turns. And then Spooky Groan, his passive, places a fear debuff on the attacker for 1 turn whenever an ally is attacked while under the ally protection buff, and he has an ally HP in arena battles by 33% aura. His masteries, I have built him for clan boss, so I have him in War Master. Support tree going down for healing savior, increases the amount of healing and the value of shield buffs placed by this champion by 10% if the target ally has 40% HP or less, and then taking him down to lasting gifts, which I just felt was the right way to go. Again, always with masteries, do not copy bit by bit anyone else's masteries. build them towards what you think or what you feel works. His artifacts, the top row is always the same: attack, HP, and defense. The substats I was looking for at the time when I built Miscreated Monster way back when was HP and accuracy. Those were the two I was looking at. Accuracy to be able to lay that debuff on his A2, and just the HP to build him as high as possible to increase his damage. So I was looking for the HP percentages and the accuracy. His middle row is, it needs work. I have his middle row on a defense flat stat gauntlet. Needs to be replaced by either a defense percentage gauntlet and I would say a crit rate gauntlet could work equally well if you want to build that crit rate up. I have him in a defense percentage chest and in speed boots. Again, these are not OP artifacts. They can be 10,000 times better. These are just what I built him in. I have him on the ring, an HP ring, HP amulet, and accuracy on the banner. On the amulet, I would say you could go defense as well if you wanted to, if you needed the extra defense. In fact, I think I would like to build him out with a little more defense, to go defense on the amulet instead of HP, but that is a personal choice. So Miscreated Monster's total stats then: 71,000 HP, 1,700 attack, 2,000 defense, 153 speed, and then the important one for me is that 227 debuff accuracy, which is just chef's kiss, beautiful. Let's go Tyrell. Tyrell is my second champion. His A1 Humble attacks one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a 40% chance of placing a 50% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. Damage is proportional to defense. Stinging Steel attacks all enemies, has a 75% chance, 100% when booked, of placing a 60% decreased debuff for 2 turns. If the target is under decreased attack debuff, it will place a sleep debuff for 1 turn, and damage is also proportional to defense. I don't know why they keep saying that, but okay. And then his A3 Preemptive Strike attacks one enemy, decreases the target's turn meter by 50%. If the attack fully depletes the turn meter, will place a stun debuff for 2 turns. And that is on a 5-turn cooldown, can book down to a 4-turn, and then he has an ally defense in all battles by 25% on his aura. His masteries, very typical clan boss build for him, just hugging this left side of the offense tree and ending on the War Master. And then I went on the support tree, I went for Sniper, and for Master Hexer has a 30% chance to extend the duration of any buff cast by this champion. That is specifically for that decrease defense. So that is his masteries. Again, a very typical one for clan boss. He is on my main clan boss team at this stage. And then let's look at his kit. Obviously, clan boss, lifesteal gear, attack, HP, and defense. My substats that I was looking for here again were defense. I do want to build him up with more crit rate, but that was not my focus when I built him. So my focus was defense and accuracy were the ones I was looking at. So I have a single roll there on the accuracy. My shield here has a trip roll on the defense, and it's not even glyphed. I still need to glyph that. I have him in a crit damage gauntlet I would like to replace with the crit rate one. I have him in a defense percentage chest, speed boots, and then I have him in defense on the ring, defense on the amulet, and accuracy on the banner. Again, his kit is a little more high-end, farmed from the dragon. So very nice kit. Again, I would like to, let's see, under lifesteal, I don't think I have a crit rate that could go in. I would say he's a candidate for a good defense percentage. glove, but I do not have that. Oh, I don't have crit rate. And let's see. Nope, I don't have a crit rate. But yeah, you can go for crit rate or defense percentage. I put him in crit damage, but unfortunately I have not got the crit rate from the rest of his kit, so it's a bit of a bust. So I could actually replace that with a nice defense percentage, if I'd like. Then Haikatoon. Hello, Haikatoon. Again, Haikatoon is a daily reward champion. I believe day 60 question mark. Let's see. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been so long. Oh, day 30 you get Haikatoon already. Okay. I had it wrong. Haikatoon's skills, let's go through them quickly. Imperial Grace attacks one enemy, has a 25% chance of placing a 30% decreased speed debuff for 2 turns. Can be booked up to 40% chance on that debuff. Rally the Horde, her A2, fills the turn meter of all allies by 15% and places a 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown when booked. And Shamanic Lightning attacks all enemies, has a 50% chance of decreasing the turn meter by 15%, can be booked to 75% on a 4-turn cooldown when booked, and then she has a speed in all battles by 19% aura. Again, her mastery is very typical for clan boss, actually ending on the left hand side in War Master, and then I have for her Evil Eye on her rank 4, and then I went for Lasting Gift and for Spirit Haste. Spirit Haste not good for clan boss when you get to Brutal level, so make sure you consider that when you build her up. If you're going to use her in clan boss, maybe not go for Spirit Haste. And then her artifacts, again, not very OP, seriously not OP. With her, I went for accuracy and speed. I wanted her speed nice and high because she is still, to this moment, my speed lead in Arena. But so speed was my big thing, speed and accuracy. So I have there a nice little speed roll. Speed on the defense, on the helmet, and a speed substat on the shield as well. She isn't a shield and is 2 speed and a accuracy set. I can speak. I have her in attack percentage gauntlets, which could go for crit rate as well. Definitely crit rate would work well. HP flat stat chestplate, I would say HP percentage is a lot better. I think I actually have one. No, I don't. That's why my sets are the way they are. And then in speed boots, again with that accuracy substat being like the main thing I look for. HP on the ring, defense on the amulet. I think you could go for attack here as well, or you could go for attack on the ring and then HP on the amulet, and accuracy on the banner with a nice little double roll on the speed that I glyphed to the max, which is very nice on her. Total stats, that 228 speed is the important thing for me, and the 189 accuracy were the things that I was looking at. What do we have next with here? We have Apothecary. Hello, Apoth. Apoth's skills, I think everyone knows his skills, was let's run through them really quickly. Scatterbolt attacks 3 times at random. Attacks 3 times at random. Soothing Chant heals a target ally by 35%. This heal can be critical. Very important. So you can actually build him up to a 100% crit rate if you want this to be a crit heal, actually increasing the amount that he heals on his A2. 3-turn cooldown, book down to 2 turns, and increasing that healage to, what's that, 50% HP. with the books and then Boon of Speed, his A3 places a 30% increased speed buff on all allies for 2 turns and fills the turn meter of all allies by 15% on a 3-turn cooldown when booked. And then he has an ally defense in dungeons by 21%. Aura, again built for clan boss, hugging the left hand side and then going for Giant Slayer. Based on the enemy max HP on him, I went for lasting gifts on my support tree, and then his artifacts, my focus was speed, mainly speed. I tried to get his speed as high as possible. His speed and his HP were the things that I focused on, keeping him alive as long as possible and having his speed as high as possible. So again, over here we have a speed roll there. On his weapon I have an accuracy roll here. Give or take, it can change definitely. And then his shield, I have a nice HP roll on the shield. His gauntlets can definitely be replaced by crit rate if you have them. I have a life set here, which I would like to replace with something like divine life. Perhaps I could go here and maybe look for crit rate among these or something, you know, you could go for that. I have him on HP percentage chest and some speed boots, obviously speed boots. HP on the ring, defense on the amulet, and HP on the banner. You can go for accuracy on the banner if you want to. I chose to go for HP on the banner. So his total stats then 52,000 HP, 2,200 defense, 213 speed. Those were the ones that I was looking at. His debuff accuracy can be higher, and again the crit rate can go up to 100% if you want that healage to be critical. Finally, we have, where is she? Hello darling, Reliquary Tender. Again, she is possibly the least accessible champion, I feel like, because she is a void rare. Let's go through her kit quickly. Warden Staff attacks one enemy, has a 20% chance of placing a 25% decrease attack debuff for 2 turns. That can be booked up to a 50% chance of that 25% attack decrease attack. Tender's Watch removes all debuffs from all allies, then places a 15% continuous heal debuff for 2 turns on a 3-turn cooldown when booked. And then Call to Life revives an ally with 30% HP and fills their turn meter by 30% on a 5-turn cooldown. Her masteries are not even built, as you can see. Her artifacts though, attack, HP, and defense. The substats that I was looking for here were defense and accuracy. She can go faster. I would like her speed to be faster, but it's not my priority right now. But yes, she can definitely be faster than she already is, and her HP can peak a little bit more. I have her in a defense percentage gauntlet, an HP percentage chest, and a speed boot. And then I have defense on the ring, HP on the amulet, and resistance on the banner. I went for the resist banner just to help her to resist especially those poisons that the dragon will lay on his enemies. But like her amulet, I could probably definitely replace. If I had a better amulet, I would go for that. And definitely on the defense percentage gauntlets, I'll think about that, because I think that can be replaced. But again, that is my team. And again, here are the stats. Again, 100 runs at 100% win rate on this team. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. If there's anyone you think can change, if there are any things that you disagree with, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. And until next time, stay safe out there, guys. I'll see you in the next video.